Hey traders, market update time, so let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright, so let's have a look at what exactly happened in the markets last night. So last night we can see, let me just blow this chart up here, we can see on the advanced decline line we had basically a 0.5% rise to the high side. Nothing really major as a big move, but we are still continually and slowly move to the high side. Now one thing I have noticed is I was drawing my trend lines this morning, and I have noticed that you got this point through here, that point through there, and that point through there right now. And we're at this level where we're at right now. It's actually right on this trend line right now. So whether that means something or not, I don't know. The market's quite strong where we are right now. I am expecting, I am expecting, like I have been for quite some time, a pullback. So, but for now, guys, you can see how just strong this market is. And on the advanced decline line chart, you can actually see how the market's had a lot of issues and problems around that area through there. So let's take that trend line off for a minute here. Let's actually go to the hourly chart. So that's that chart there. We know what the big long-term picture, long-term weekly chart looks like. We already had a look through this here, and we already seen that if we have a look at this momentum again, you can see how that this momentum has been where it is right now. So, but if I bring my trend line down through to there, look at that through there. So you can see how it bounced through there, basically almost bounced through there as well too, and we bounced off through there. So the advanced decline line chart is actually building strength more to the high side. So I wouldn't be surprised, I wouldn't be too surprised if we got more upside action out of that. So yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on, as you can see. So very interesting, the advanced decline line chart. So anyway, let's have a look at the hourly chart there. On the advanced decline line chart, we can actually see that I was talking about a possible bear flag yesterday, and how that things are starting to change. We actually didn't get a pull. We actually didn't we didn't get the breakdown off the bear flag. Instead, we continued running right up. And if you remember yesterday, in yesterday's video, I said that we have a lot of resistance around here where it is right now, and the market's pressurizing up. And if we do get a break, then we're likely to race to new highs. And that's why I expect to actually see tomorrow, is that the market has at least market has another little run to the high side, moving on through there. So let's have a look at a few other charts here. Let's actually start with the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones actually had 0.5% upside again. The Dow Jones, once again, guys, you can see everything on the charts now. You can see that we're still at this resistance line through here, major resistance. We're still at. We've actually been going sideways for about probably for about a week now. We've been going sideways. Today was still another small volume day, so nothing really major when it comes to volume. That's what I can see there on that chart there. Look at on the weekly chart. What does the weekly chart look like right now? The weekly chart right now, and let me just do this here. And that's that chart there. That's the weekly trend line there. Let me go there. Let me go 2, so I can draw my trend lines on this chart, and has the weekly chart only trend lines. Weekly only trend lines. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Weekly only trend lines. That's the cool thing about this TC2000 platform. I like it. Let me open this chart right up a bit more. Let me actually bring that over a little bit more, so we can be touching all of those lows there. And there we go. Boom. Right there. So you can see what's been happening. We've been in this channel, moving to the high side, guys. As you can see, this sort of channel to the high side for quite some time, bouncing off. We did break out. Now we're sort of hitting this resistance line, and that's really interesting to see what is potentially going to happen there when it comes to that. So obviously we'll see if the market's going to break through. Looking on the Dow Jones hourly chart, we can see once again that it did start to slowly break out of this bear flag, but just suddenly just got reversed into the market. Looks like we may be able to get a bit of divergence here on the stochastics, but I wouldn't really count on that at this time. We are at this level of resistance where we are right now on the Dow Jones. And so if that divergence starts coming into play, then we'll start to get the pullback. Otherwise, this market is just continuing to be strong and strong and strong. So, guys, I wouldn't be getting in front of this at this time, because we just don't know when that. We know the turn's going to happen, right? But we just don't know when that turn's going to happen. And so therefore, especially if you're a short-term trader, for me, guys, I'm not a short-term trader. I don't put on a trade and hope for tomorrow's movement. No, I put on a trade and I put on trades that I'm in there for, sometimes a month, sometimes a bit longer. You know what I mean? Sometimes a lot longer. So for me, guys, the best trading for me these days has been the longer term setups. Meaning I'm not getting in and getting out. There's one day and next day. You just gotta make sure that when you're doing your trades, that you're doing the right thing for your trading. Right now, guys, trying to do the directional and trying to do the short term directional trading is actually quite difficult. So and we just don't know when things are gonna start to spoil over. So that's what we see on the Dow Jones. Moving on now through to the S&P 500. We can see on the S&P 500 chart that once again, almost a 1% up day, a little bit more volume in the S&P 500 as well too. So I'm actually expecting a little bit more upside on the S&P 500 tomorrow. I'm actually expecting a little move to the high side running up. And then obviously it looks like it may start to run into lots of areas of problems through there. So that's what we see on that chart there. Nice little run up. Once again, guys, we can see this is the weekly chart here, and if I just draw a trend line down from there to there, that's that trend line through there to there. If I draw another trend line from here to here, let me open this right up so I can make sure I'm drawing my trend lines properly. So there. So that's what I would say, where it looks like that we may have a bit of issues running into. We've got this bit of a pivot area where we are right now, and obviously we're still running into this area of resistance. So maybe a little bit more upside, guys, but we are. If you remember, I said before, I talked about this movement to the high side, and if I just draw that through there, right through there, you can see how that we were in this channel overall, guys. And now we've actually broken out of that channel, and now we're hitting these potential areas of resistance where we are right now. And plus we also have, especially where we are right now, guys, this whole area is indeed a support and resistance level, especially right through there. So that through there, down through there somewhere, is indeed an area of support or resistance in the market, has been for quite some time. Actually, even probably down through there as well too. So we're getting into another area of major resistance. We were through here and it blasted straight up, but now the market's had quite some time to the high side. What has it had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks now. Holy dooly, it's gonna keep going. And so it looks like we're running into these areas of resistance where we are right now on that overall chart. You can see through there. So I am expecting to see a little bit more upside, but maybe not too much. Same with the this here. We did have a breakout of this bear flag, but you can see it was very short-lived, and the market continued running up again at this area of resistance where we are right now. So the thing is, guys, you can see these potential divergences starting to come out on the 60-minute chart as well too. So you can see this divergence here worked, and so on and so forth. So anyway, so that's the S&P 500. We can see on the SPY, guys, one thing I was looking at the SPY as well. You can see on the SPY that obviously the SPY is one of the biggest ETFs in America. So you can see that with the SPY, we've been running up for quite some time, and we still are, but the volume has still been just tapering off, like really, it's actually like tapering off through there. So market's going up, volume's tapering off. So yeah, it's obviously not a good sign. The market can keep pushing up day by day by day, but it's not a good sign overall that this here is generally led to a pullback, especially when you're getting low volume there. So let's actually move on now to the other ones, the other indices like the Russell. Russell had a almost 3% update, 2.6% update. Bam, thank you, ma'am. So you can see on this chart here that we do have the divergences right now in play, and who knows whether that's going to start coming into play, but we are getting that divergences, and we did get a nice little 2.6% move to the high side. We are actually indeed, you can see this overall chart here, we are indeed getting into that area of resistance. That's that weekly area of resistance, but we can see that on the shorter term we're actually at this area of a potential sort of flag formation as well, to hit this resistance, hit the support, hit support, hit resistance, hit support. And so that's actually you can see where we're at right now. So that's on that chart there. Plus also you can see, especially on the hourly chart, the Russell just absolutely bullet out of the gate. It didn't break out of the flag at all. It just closed above the highs and then just took off. So yeah, buyers just absolutely took off, and same with the Nasdaq as well too, guys. Nasdaq had a almost 2% update. You can see here a little bit more volume as well too. Nothing above average volume, so no real decent heavy volume on that one there as well. And you can see, looking on the weekly charts, here, that yeah, so looking on the weekly charts, guys, you can see how we've had this run to the high side, and now we're starting to create this sort of form of action through here. So you can see that that's what's happening through there. So we had this big run up, we're slowly crawling up. That's actually quite a weak sign, guys, overall. And this is still looking at the weekly chart. So I am expecting probably a little bit more upside tomorrow, guys. We just don't know what's going to happen obviously tomorrow, but everything's looking more bullish for another move to the high side, at least for a move to the high side on the onset of that. So there we go, guys. That's what I see on the markets. The markets are definitely whippy around, and if you're having a lot of problems trading right now, then I suggest you start just stay quiet for a while. Meaning, like, just don't do anything for a couple of weeks, and then start trading again. If you're trading right now and you're getting in, you're getting out, and doing this sort of stuff, and you're not trading well, then my suggestion for you is just to stand back for a couple of weeks, not do anything. Let the dust settle, and then come back and get into these markets, because the markets will always be here. The question is, will you? Hey, it's Howell here, and thanks so much for watching my video. You see, I'm putting out daily videos and education on helping you learning the art of successful trading. So click on the subscribe button to keep up to date with every video I do. Also, check out my story video, $250,000 in debt, cancer, overweight, family passing away, lived on the streets, and more, and how I overcome it and now thriving through my life. This is here to motivate you, so click on that image to watch my video. And lastly, if you're struggling with your trading, then you need to see my latest webinar where I'm sharing with you an amazing strategy that allows you to generate an income without getting the direction right. So click on that image on this page to register for my next free webinar. This is Howell here. Remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today.